Are you a social butterfly who's into crypto? Well, with global travel beginning to open up, now might be the time to start meeting the movers and shakers of the cryptoverse. In this video, I'll be going over the top 5 crypto conferences on my hit list, events that you might want to consider going to if you're serious about crypto. Naturally, I'll be giving you an overview of each and explain what exactly excites me about each one too. Also, you'll want to stick around till the end if you're interested in a bonus event that might just include yours truly. Now, before I jump in, there is an important announcement I need to make. Yes, I welcome accolades like crypto wizard, teacher, or even nutcase. However, I draw the line at being called a financial advisor. I have certainly not got that qualification. That means that everything in this video is for entertainment and educational purposes only. With that clarification up to my satisfaction, I wanted to bid you a good day or evening and welcome anyone new to the channel. The name is Guy and I am that crypto guy on YouTube. This channel is focused on providing tip-top educational content for anyone wanting to level up that crypto knowledge. If that sounds like something you want to do, then you can sign up for more of these educational videos. All you need to do is gently tap that subscribe button and ping that notification bell. Do that and the overlords will alert you whenever I release another video. One last thing, check out the timestamps below. They're there for anyone who doesn't have the time for my near-perfect diction. If that's you, then you can skip ahead to the conferences of interest to you. But be warned, those that go down that route may miss out on a valuable conference or two. So, ready to know which conferences this chap has on his hit list? Let's get cracking. To kick things off, I want to be really clear that I have no affiliation with any of these conferences or their organisers. And as usual, no paid sponsorships accepted on this channel. Now, I'm also aware that some of the tickets at these conferences can be pretty expensive. However, fear not. I've also included a reasonably priced event or two here as well. All right, first up, we have Bitcoin Miami. Now, this conference is hosted by Bitcoin Magazine, a tip-top crypto publication, which you should definitely check out if the cracking content on coinbureau.com isn't enough to sate your thirst for crypto knowledge and news. With that shameless plug out of the way, here's a fun fact about Bitcoin Magazine. It was co-founded by Vitalik Biterin back in 2011. So yeah, I guess we can say this is a pretty solid publication which has also been in crypto for eons. Now, back to Bitcoin Miami. This conference was surprisingly relocated from the glitz and glamour of Los Angeles. That switch was largely down to a campaign by Miami's mayor to establish the city as the world's cryptocurrency capital, a bold statement indeed. But I guess he must be pretty bullish on BTC given he's recently announced that he'll take his next paycheck in Bitcoin. Event organisers went on to comment about the conference's location switch and issued this enlightening statement earlier in the year, quote, "Mayor Francis Suarez is making a play to establish Miami as the Bitcoin capital of the world, so naturally, he's asked us to bring the largest Bitcoin conference in history to his city as soon as it's safe for attendees and residents." So yeah, a big thumbs up for Mayor Suarez's vision here. Oh yes, Bitcoin Miami was also the first major crypto conference in the US since the lockdowns were lifted. Now sadly, that resulted in quite a bit of negatively worded press coverage from the mainstream media. Flying in the face of all that negativity, this conference still went ahead between the 6th and 9th of April this year. In spite of that tiny problem, Bitcoin Miami still sold out, with 12,000 attendees spending 2 days chatting to other Bitcoin enthusiasts, checking out panels and listening to speeches from some of the brightest minds in crypto. That lineup of speakers included the likes of Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey, Nick Szabo, who is deemed by many as a candidate for Satoshi, and the legendary billionaire co-founder of MicroStrategy, Michael Saylor. So yeah, some real blockbuster names in the crypto space for sure. Even Tony Hawk, the epic pro skater, pitched up to this conference. I should also note that yes, many of the people attending were naturally Bitcoin maximalists. Just something to consider in case you were wondering whether there would be any talk about altcoins. But what was the cost to attend this Bitcoin extravaganza? Well, general tickets for this year were $1,500 and sold out quickly. That got you into the 2 days of the main conference, so a pretty pricey affair all in all, but a price that most of us could probably stretch to. That being said, the aptly named Whale Pass would set you back a mind-boggling $20,000. Sure, you got all the drinks you wanted and an extra conference day dubbed Sound Money Fest. Whales also got celebrity suite tickets to the Mayweather vs. Logan Paul fight. Yeah, that YouTube chap that appears to be crazy about Pokemon cards. On top of that, Whales got a Tony Hawk meet and greet pass too. Now, having said all of this, if Bitcoin Miami 2021 sounds like it would have been out of your price range, I have good news. Bitcoin Miami 2022 will be a whole lot cheaper. Those general admission passes are on sale from the official Bitcoin 2022 website for $499. Even better, you get access to Sound Money Fest as well. So expect 3 days of conferencing for that money. What's also cool is that Bitcoin Miami has unbundled the events. So if you're on a budget, then you could just opt to attend Sound Money Fest for just $99. Industry passes for a cool 1.1K can also be snapped up now. That basically gives you access to everything mentioned before, plus the industry day that kicks off the event. Now, I'm just going to be straight up and say that most of us are probably not going to get $600 worth of value from the industry workshops mining institutional and development-focused content. So unless you're starting up a crypto business, then you might want to give that ticket a pass. Then you have the whale ticket for a cool $10,000. Yes, being driven around in a VIP golf cart is pretty awesome, but I do question if that's worth the princely sum of money being asked for. Now, while the complete speaker list is still being worked on, we have a few slots already confirmed. These include Blockstream CEO Adam Back, Steve Lee, the product director at Square Crypto, and the aforementioned MicroStrategy CEO Michael Saylor, because it wouldn't be a Bitcoin conference without Michael, after all. We also have Andrew Yang, who has flirted with US politics as a presidential candidate and expressed interest in becoming the mayor of New York. Sure, many other speakers will be announced in due course, but this list alone is enough for me to be considering hopping over there next year. But what if you are a crypto aficionado who doesn't live in the US and you want to attend a top crypto conference a bit closer to home? My second crypto event pick has got to be Token 2049. Now, I might be slightly biased here as these chaps hold 2 annual conferences, one in Singapore and the other in my hometown of London. To give you a flavour of what goes on at Token 2049, I'm going to briefly go over what went down during the 2-day conference in London this October. First up, there was a pretty interesting talk on betting and how this niche could be disrupted by going on-chain. Then there was a debate on the institutionalization of crypto capital markets, something that I think we're all looking forward to. There were also multiple talks on why DeFi is the future of finance, oracles, NFTs, crypto and gaming, scaling solutions, the crypto regulatory landscape, and much more. What I quite liked about the Token 2049 schedule in London was that it catered to a huge range of people and showcased crypto-specific topics. Topics that are probably on the minds of most crypto dabblers out there. I mean, how many of you are interested in getting exposure to NFT plays? I assume quite a few of you, given the recent hype around this emerging crypto asset class. The same goes for blockchain gaming too. It's these kind of talks that I believe most of you would get tremendous value from when it comes to thinking about sector exposure in your own crypto portfolio. It should enable you to better evaluate the potential of plays in these crypto sub-niches and make smarter investment choices. There was also a super interesting talk about managing the risks in DeFi held by Hugh Karp, the founder of Nexus Mutual. Now, the truth is that many of my friends just threw money into DeFi without really considering the risks. Being aware of that downside is something I think is valuable for any savvy crypto fan. Now, of course, there were also the macro talks focusing on Bitcoin as a tool for financial inclusion, or the power that blockchain can unlock when it comes to the wider economy. All that is mixed up with talks from key personnel from some of the projects that you're likely to hold in your portfolio. That included the likes of Chainlink and its role in DeFi, or an intro into Polkadot and parachains. Next, you have more tech-focused talks on things such as bridging games to Web 3.0 ecosystems and the state of Layer 2 and Layer 1 adoption. Then, on top of that, you had fireside chats and debates with some of the biggest names in crypto, the likes of Galaxy Digital's Mike Novogratz, and debates on the Internet of Money with chaps like Alex Majinsky, the CEO of Celsius. So, my point is that Token 2049 holds a pretty well-rounded event, with talks on some of the most topical themes in the crypto space. All that could be pretty damn useful, not only for industry stalwarts building in the cryptoverse, but also for people like you and me who are more interested in optimizing their portfolio allocation and riding the latest trends. When it comes to dates for next year's conferences, the London event is still to be announced, at the time of shooting this video at least. However, my friends in Asia should know that the next event runs from the 4th to the 5th of May in Singapore. In terms of speakers, you won't be disappointed. The lineup over there includes the likes of Sam Bankman-Fried, the CEO and co-founder of FTX, Ryan Selkis, the CEO of Masari, Chris Marszalek, the CEO of Crypto.com, and a plethora of Asia-based crypto VCs and more. I've linked to the schedule for that event in the description below. Okay, so what's the price here? Well, token 2049 tickets for the Singapore event are available right now, and there are 250 early bird tickets on offer for $399. That's a $600 discount. So if the event sounds interesting, then you can try and bag those tickets right now. Those into networking and VIP dinners will want to get that special access pass though. But it does come with a hefty price tag of $3,000. Sure, that might be worth it if you're a fancy crypto journalist, but for most guys like you and me, it's probably hard to justify that sort of outlay. Anyhow, I'll certainly be attending Token 2049 in London next year, so if you're around for that one, then I look forward to seeing you there. The third crypto conference on my list has got to be Consensus. Like Bitcoin Miami, this is yet another case of a top crypto publication holding an event, in this case, CoinDesk. Now this one is a bit of an odd one, as Consensus this year was held virtually, thanks to that pesky virus. So yeah, Consensus 2022 won't look anything like the event held this year. Anyhow, in this troubled year that is 2021, Consensus held a bunch of regional focus talks. That included focus on places like Brazil, South Korea, Dubai, Switzerland, and even space. Then there were a host of talks held by the foundations of many of your favorite crypto projects. So yeah, if you are a holder or interested in potentially building a position in projects like Aave, Avalanche, Solana, and Chainlink, then you could have got a much deeper insight by listening to those talks. The point here is that Consensus still has the pulling power to attract some of the biggest names in crypto. And given that the 2022 event is going to return to an in-person format, it's safe to say that some of the biggest thought leaders in crypto are going to give keynotes, participate in panels, attend networking events, and much more. Now, although the last in-person Consensus event was held in New York, the conference is moving to the Lone Star State next year. That's right, y'all, the grand old state of Texas. It'll be held in Austin between the 10th and 12th of June 2022. Early adopter tickets for the full conference are actually available right now for $649. Yes, that is relatively expensive, but if previous conferences are anything to go by, then you can expect that price to go through the roof as we get closer to the event. So if you are interested in going to Consensus next year, then you might want to bag that deal while you can. Now, all of the conferences I've mentioned so far have been squarely crypto-focused. However, we all know that one of the most exciting opportunities brought about by blockchain tech is the complete disruption of the financial sector. There is a conference that acts as a sort of intersection between crypto and finance, and that would be MoneyConf. This event has actually just recently been held in Lisbon, and over 20 different tracks are offered. But the most relevant for us crypto guys has got to be the tracks about crypto and NFTs. NFTs certainly seem to be the theme of the year. However, it's a sector that I personally believe in and have been doing extensive research into. And I've actually done a dedicated video about the hype around them and whether it's real or not. So be sure to watch that if you're interested in learning more. Then you have the open banking track. This one has a range of talks around the all-important question: will traditional banks be able to contribute to an open financial network? Or will new crypto companies rise up to serve that need instead? Next, there's a track all about saving, spending, and lending. That's a nut we are all well and truly on the way to cracking in crypto. So yeah, definitely an interesting track to look into if you're into things like CeFi and DeFi. And finally, you have cashless futures. This one is all about regulation, serving the underbanked, and the crazy idea that banknotes and coins will become a relic of the past. Now, when it comes to speakers, there are some massive hitters from traditional finance. These include the likes of Dr. Werner Vogels, the CTO of Amazon, Jen Wong, the COO of Reddit, and a host of traditional finance guys. Then, of course, you have the crypto savants like Nicholas Julia, the CEO of SoRare, and Alex Majinsky, the founder and CEO of Celsius. What I like about this Web Summit is that it draws in a different crowd and helps highlight some of the problems outside of the cryptoverse that can be solved through adoption of blockchain-related tech. The kind of problems that we should be focusing on if we want this crypto revolution to truly succeed. Anyhow, this Web Summit is held every year in Lisbon, Portugal, the kind of place that a cold-blooded Englishman like me particularly appreciates. London isn't really the best place in the world to keep those vitamin D levels topped up, don't you know? Tickets for the 2022 conference are actually on sale now, and even better, you get 2 tickets for the price of 1. So yeah, if you bring a mate or a date along with you, you'll get a 50% discount. Now, I've so far cherry-picked some of the top crypto conferences for the US, Europe, and even Asia. But what if you're based in the Middle East, or you want a crypto conference that's a bit easier to get to? Well, I think I have you covered in my last and final pick. At number 5, I have the Future Blockchain Summit in Dubai. Yes, it turns out that Dubai has some of the most friendly crypto regulations out there, and a seemingly never-ending string of crypto guys are relocating there. I've even done a dedicated video on the top 10 crypto-friendly countries, and the UAE is right up there. So, if you plan to strike it big in crypto, then you might want to plan ahead and give that video a watch right over there. Now, back to the Future Blockchain Summit. What is it all about? Well, this annual conference was launched by the Dubai government back in 2018 with the goal of bringing together the biggest thought leaders, game-changing startups, and the biggest investors all into one space. In mid-October 2021, the summit attracted the likes of Tone Vays, who talked about Bitcoin adoption and investment strategies, a kind of session that I imagine many of you would be interested in. Then you had the likes of Binance's CZ pitch up to talk about the route to national adoption of crypto. So yeah, this event does host some of the biggest names in cryptocurrency. In terms of topics, well, there was honestly a bit of everything here. You had talks on the future of blockchain in metaverse games, the evolution of the crypto regulatory landscape, crypto taxes, institutional trends in crypto, and much more. What was also nice to see was that some talks were clearly geared towards beginners in the crypto space too, with topics like the differences between DeFi and CeFi being discussed. Then you had on-stage interviews supplemented with a Q&A all about blockchain investing, something that I imagine your casual altcoin dabbler would get a ton of value from. It also turns out that the Dubai government seems to want to make this type of event as accessible as possible for regular people. That's because tickets start from a mere 180 AED. That is about $50, folks. So if you want to get away for a bit of sun in October 2022 and attend a top-notch crypto conference, then you can kill 2 birds with 1 stone by heading off to sunny Dubai. Now that's about all I have time for today, but I do have a few closing thoughts to share. The truth is that there is a limit to how much you can learn about crypto on YouTube, and I hate to say that as a crypto YouTuber, but it is frankly the truth. So if you're serious about crypto, then these conferences give you the opportunity to listen to the thoughts of some of the brightest people in the space and to pick their brains too. Also, I've frankly gotten a bit sick of being cooped up over the last year or so, as I'm sure you have too. What I love about conferences is the idea of the crypto community coming together as one, sharing thoughts and meeting more people that love crypto as much as I do. We have got to remember that we're still a minority in the general population and that we frankly have a wonderful community that's dedicated to bringing about the future of money and true technological innovation. That's something truly exciting to be a part of. Oh yes, I should tell you about that bonus crypto event that I promised you. Well, I have some exciting news. Now that those COVID restrictions have seemingly eased here in the UK, I've been toying with the idea of holding my very own crypto event in London next year. The idea would be to bring together some of the top crypto YouTubers to London and for them and some other members of the Coin Bureau team and crypto community to give talks on the facets of crypto we're most passionate about. Naturally, I'd like to say a few words too and take the opportunity to meet as many of you as possible and thank you for all the wonderful support you guys have shown this channel. Now, this is a concept that's still being worked on and I'm only just beginning to look at venues. However, I'd encourage you to follow me on Twitter if you're interested in updates on all of that. Link to that and the conferences mentioned in this video are in the description below. And I hope to see some of you at some of these upcoming conferences in 2022. If you spot me, then don't be shy. It'd be great to get together and have a beer and a chat about crypto with you all. Now I want to hear your thoughts. What crypto conferences are you most looking forward to? Do you have any questions? Hit me up in the comments. And finally, if you found this video useful, then help this crypto gent out by smacking that like button. If you want to see even more crypto videos from me, then don't forget to subscribe. Check out my merch store if you want to look fly and support the channel into the bargain. Link is in the description. That is all from me, so I'll see you later, alligators.